Hello, hello, hello. I think everything's working. Cool, cool, cool. Almost 50k subscribers, says Sawyer. Yes, yes. So you should all subscribe so we can flex with our 50k subs. I don't know when you start getting the buttons, but I would like a button. I'll take a button. So that would be kind of nice. How are you guys doing? Everyone doing all right? Audio, video good? All that usual stuff. Looks good on my end, but you never know. You never know. Okay. There's a little bit to talk about. Not that much because we haven't really moved in a while. And today was an interesting one. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about where I think it's all going to go. All that stuff. Audio video solid? Nice. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Is it all over, Mr. Duck? Well, that's what we're going to find out today. In short, no, I don't think so. I'm already feeling intense FOMO, not going to lie. I took some stuff off at the high of today and price is quite a bit lower and I still feel FOMO. So we'll talk about it. Don, I'm baking cookies and I got you in my ear. Well, that's very nice. I hope your cookies turn out awesome. I bet they do. I mean, it's cookies. How could they not? Anyway, let's run through the time frames real quick and then see what we got. I think that makes the most sense. On the monthly time frame, right? Let's remove this. On the monthly time frame, we broke out last month. It's just looking good, right? Like this is a clear breakout of 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 months of consolidation. We reclaimed most of the Free Arrow capital fallout. We reclaimed a lot of the Luna fallout. We reclaimed a lot of things, right? 28k, if you targeted that at the lows at 15, 16k, people would have called you crazy. And now we're kind of debating whether it's over at 28k or not, which high time frame, I mean, this is going to go up, right? It just looks very, very strong to me. No doubt. I mean, always a little bit of doubt, but no real doubt that this is going to be a significant breakout. Because technically, we had this time where we just went flat. So we had a consolidation. Ignore all of this, basically all of this price action, because at the end of the day, it's just a consolidation with a little bit of a fake out to the downside. We had 9 or 8 months of that, and we've had one expansion candle, right? So being bearish doesn't make sense. More likely than not, usually when we're breaking out, right? Like we had 2, 4, 6, 8 here too. We had a good month, we had a less good month, we had a little bit of a pullback month, and then we just completely went. Not unlikely to happen again. I think if anything, if you're getting a pullback, you want to aggressively buy it on the high time frames, right? The problematic thing today anyway, were the lower time frames, because the weekly still absolutely perfect, and ignore this wick, this is BitMEX only. The weekly still looks excellent, right? So we have the monthly looking excellent. The weekly still looks good. This is basically just a massive breakout into 3 weeks of consolidation. That's the optimum, right? That's what you want to have. This can still obviously pull back a little, and like you get like something like this, and then you get a move up. But in general, weekly also looks excellent. So that looks like high as well. Troubles begin when you look at the daily, right? Because the daily, and this is the BitMEX chart, the daily is starting to kind of like lean over a little bit. Like it's rounding out. I saw like the potential for that at the top. I had a few reasons why I wanted to sell, and I can show them on the lower time frames. But this is still not the end of the world, right? Because technically, we had a massive move up. We're now going sideways. even if we pull back a little, I think it's going to be a quick one. So worst comes to worst, I think we could go below this BitMEX wick into like the 25K area. That's like, if everything nukes, that's kind of where I think we could go before going higher. So yeah, my worst case isn't that bad, right? Going to 25K, that's a pullback of 10%. That's not that bad. The reason why I sold, right? We can quickly walk or like talk through it. And excuse me if I don't make sense today. For some reason, every time I stream, like Wednesdays are my worst days. I'm so fucking tired every time. And I promise I'm not tired every day, but Wednesdays usually, I mean, doesn't really help that I usually do this in the evening or late afternoon. But yeah, I'm a little bit tired. Didn't get much sleep yesterday night. Anyway, the reason why I sold is basically almost all traditional market based and kind of like a little bit of lack of strength, because what we had was a perfect setup. And I was kind of like worried already when we had this wick to the downside. This was the Kobe tweet, right? Wait, you sold, we're going down. I sold, like, I took profit on everything extra that I bought at 20K. So I basically, I mean, I bought a shitload down here. It went down, it was like, fuck the bears, I'm just gonna buy more. So I bought more here and I de-risked all of that up in the wick. So I'm still very long, but every tiny bit of extra risk, which at the end of the day wasn't tiny, it got me like a 30% move, which made it even bigger. I was just like, I need to de-risk some because I'm getting uncomfortable, right? But anyway, we had this Kobe wick, is what I'm gonna call it. I don't know if you guys. This duck guy is always like, I sold the very top wick. I mean, I literally tweeted about it. Like I've never said even when I sold the top wick, I never said I sold the top wick if I hadn't tweeted about it, because that seems kind of shitty. Like I'm not gonna collect clout for something that I didn't tweet about. So it's just not me, right? Like, I mean, you can literally put the tweets up. I mean, I literally tweet every time I buy and sell, like, or almost every time, at least for the higher time frame stuff. And you can just plot it on the chart. If you Twitter analytics me or like Twitter search me and put buy and sell, I mean, you're gonna see it anyway. You share way too much on Twitter, yeah. I mean, I don't know why I do it. Doesn't really do anything for me, but it's cool. Collecting cloud, fun sometimes. Anyway, this Kobe wick, right? Kobe tweeted a kind of like an encoded message about CZ getting a red notice, right? Which basically just means he would be like the US would be going after him, and it got decoded. Someone talked about it, whatever, and that led to quite a sizable drop, actually. Like this was it. Like we had a drop, good reclaim. This was it, right? Or was it this one? No, it was like we had a drop, we had a good reclaim on the lower time frames, came back up. Like market structure was quite nice, and then the whole drama unfolded. And it's just a rumor, right? It's not like it's true or not. It's just a bunch of people talking about it. And that led to the sell-off. And I was like, it was obviously bullshit, right? I mean, it's a rumor. It's not even news. But I was a little bit worried about how deep this went, right? Because for it just being a rumor, this had me like a little bit spooked. I don't like this is the first time in a long time where like the negative news, and it wasn't even news because, like I said, it was just a rumor, led to like it had such a market impact, and then it took ages for it to reverse, even though the whole situation got cleared up pretty fast. So like I was a little bit worried still, like at that point, because this just should have gone up faster in my opinion. So this seemed a little bit weak. And then the squeeze, I was not convinced. And then we can talk about the traditional markets and why I got a little bit of confidence there for the sell up here. But yeah, that's the gist of it. Like the entire market should have gone up and had a lot of chances to, and it didn't. And that always has me a little bit worried. Doesn't mean it won't go up. I'm still like a little bit torn between just going up and going back to 25K and then going up. That's why I still have like the majority of my positions. But yeah, it's a little bit of a toss up in my opinion. So yeah, that's that. That's the whole story. There's not really that much to it. I'm gonna reconsider what I've just told you guys, as in like expecting a little bit of downside if we reclaim any of this, right? Back above 28.3K, it starts looking really good. But right now, not too happy with it. Same with Dogecoin. I bought Dogecoin during the rip around 0.0, like mid 0.085, like during the rip. I got it pretty early. And I mean, the Twitter logo being Doge and Elon tweeting about it nonstop, in my opinion, should have led to more. That was a sign of a weak market as well. And so far, that's not been outperforming, which I think it should. But this one, I'm actually looking to buy the dip on quite soon, because I think it's still, I mean, as long as the Doge logo is the Twitter logo, I mean, it just makes sense. Don't block me on Twitter. I don't think I've ever commented on anything. Still love you, Doug, even if you blocked me accidentally. If you look like a bot, there's a good chance that I just block you. Like anything that just tweets like a bot, insta block, because I don't want to deal with those. So maybe that's why. Twitter integrating Doge is super bullish. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just bullish. But yeah, that's that. The low time frame stuff. Was a little bit concerning. Like I said, I'm fighting the urge to buy back in. So maybe I'll be back in the market tomorrow. I did that the last time too, if you guys remember. I sold the Pico top, and then I bought back in. I think it was down here. I was like, oh, I captured like, oh yeah, it was 20. I sold 25 and I bought 23. And then I was like, oh, I captured 2K. I'm such a genius. And then it dumped, and I had to buy more down here. But yeah, could be the same situation here where I'm just like, well, fuck it. I just want to have my exposure, and then it dumps to 25, goes sideways, comes back up. Possible. We'll see. One of the reasons why I wasn't really too excited about like holding all of my exposure was because of the Dixie. If you look at the 3 month, I know like the quarterly, I know there are a lot of people that's way too long of a time frame, but that's at support, right? So I'm expecting a dollar bounce. That's generally not the best for crypto. It's in general not the best for like any assets. Like if the dollar rallies, it usually sucks out a little bit of the life of them. So that in combination with the S&P just, I mean, the S&P isn't really even the problem. The problem that I see in the stock world is stuff like Tesla, which are getting rejected by monthly resistance. Like the risky stuff gets sold off, which has me a little bit worried. So I had all of that. I had a few more things that I cannot talk about, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sell. And so far so good, but yeah, like I said, good chance. I'm just gonna rebuy and it's gonna dump afterwards. I don't want to sell. Does this mean I should? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm holding most of my position. I just de-risk some. And like I said, good chance I buy it back. Stuff you can't talk about. I mean, stuff I can talk about, but don't want to, because I don't necessarily want to give all my edge away, because then it's gonna stop working. I mean, it's just how it goes. I mean, if you talk about everything, yeah, you gotta do your own, find your own edge. ETH, a lot of people keep asking me. Actually, not moved that much. It feels like it's moved a lot, but it hasn't. I want to see how this closes the week. Like, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, it's above your level. Are you all in ETH now?" I'm like, dude, it's not like you were in a rush. Like, even if this closes up here, oh no, I missed out on the 6% move before it probably doubles. So I want to see the close. I want to see a bullish close on ETH, because if we get a dump on Bitcoin, or like in general crypto, in the next 4 days, because it's still quite a while till the weekend, there's a good chance it's actually going to close below resistance again. I have some ETH, I'm happy for it, but I don't think it's, like, for me, it's not time yet. I don't mind missing out on 2, 3, 4, 5%. Why do you think Kobe did that with that Interpol red notice drama bullshit? Like, I mean, why speculate? Not saying if it was a sure thing, but what the fuck? So, I mean, he didn't think that it would get leaked, but I mean, basically, like, I mean, it's a way to kind of like talk about stuff on Twitter, being able to say, hey, one, I called it, or I didn't, or like not even called it, but hey, guys, I knew, in hindsight, basically, because you don't take any heat while. And obviously, this is not news that you necessarily want to spook the market with anyway. But yeah, I don't think it's the smartest to just tweet this kind of stuff out in general. But to be fair to him, I mean, he obviously didn't expect it to be decoded, right? So wasn't the smartest thing to do, to tweet it out. But like I said, if you don't expect it to be broken, I mean, yeah, there's a reason why I stay away from rumors. I get a lot of them, and I don't engage, and I don't tweet about it, because if I didn't confirm it myself, I'd rather not. What time frame do you actively trade on? The monthly, the weekly, and the daily. Those are the time frames I actively trade on. Kobe said before in one of his up-only streams, there's a guy who he doesn't know that has been sending him info on Telegram for like 5 years. He just tweets that dude's info out. Yeah, well, that works. Someone asked about Litecoin. Litecoin is cucking. Cucking is what it is. I don't know when my girlfriend was like, you have to have Litecoin, because I've been telling her how shit Litecoin is, and she was like, no, trust, it's gonna go up, and it hasn't. I blame her on it. But yeah, Litecoin is a little bit of a stupid one. Keeps on making nice patterns, keeps on breaking them. Like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah, not the biggest fan of that one. But the high time frame charts, like this looks excellent, right? This is one of the more prettier charts in crypto, in my opinion. Just consolidating in the 90s again. I think that is gonna go eventually. If it pulls back, that's a buy, in my opinion. So I'm looking for. Honestly, I have enough Litecoin. If it pulls back, I'm just gonna sit there and cope about it. And if it goes up, I'm gonna be happy. I'm probably not gonna buy more. I've got enough. And the daily even looks good. Like, everything looks good on Litecoin. It's just the 4 hours been a false breakout again. Don't drag your girlfriend into this stuff, man. I mean, I'm gonna talk about the stuff that I'm doing. But it would be hilarious if CZ would get arrested by Interpol. Yeah. I mean, yes, but yeah. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting for if this comes back up again. I'm gonna buy the top. Nah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Bitcoin. Technically, I de-risked what I shouldn't have had in the first place, but now that I don't have it anymore, I feel naked. So you have to hold now. Bet against girlfriend. Yeah, I cannot sell it. Otherwise, she's gonna be sad if it goes up and I don't have it anymore. Like, I think like 3 days ago or 4 days ago, she came to me. It was like, or like in the morning, like she told me like, hey, I dreamt that Litecoin was up. And I was like, okay, like, cool. Gonna have to buy more because that's how it goes. But that's quite funny. She's getting into it too. If you sell there, there's not going to be any sex goddess. Thanks, Don. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Anyway, that's that. Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's interesting. Doge is interesting. Atom is interesting. This is like I've been looking for buys on Atom. This is one that I'm actively watching. It's been in the range for the longest time. I think once this breaks, it's gonna be quite aggressive. And this daily is curling up a little bit. Nothing great yet, but it's something. Litecoin looks great. I like legit think this looks great on the USD pair. On the Bitcoin pair, it's still struggling, but if it can break through here and come back into the range, I think we're gonna go all the way. So like we have a few altcoin setups that are actually interesting. Like ETH is flirting with resistance. You have Dogecoin, which I think is just like this hilariously underpriced given current circumstances. If the crypto market doesn't take a huge beating, this just seems stupidly underpriced. I mean, I've been trading XRP, but this one front ran my buys by 2%, so now I'm an XRP hater. I still have a little bit, but yeah. Can you check gold? Yeah, gold looks excellent. I mean, I hate gold, but it's just a clean monthly breakout. Obviously, could still close below, but not even gold is that cucked, no? I mean, that'd just be a tragedy if this just closes below the monthly level again. I think gold's probably gonna go up, which is a little bit of a tailwind for Bitcoin because gold is stupid and Bitcoin is not. Bitcoin does everything that gold does better, in my opinion anyway, and does more. I mean, it doesn't do everything, to be fair, like gold as the element that does stuff, but like the store value shit, yeah. So Bitcoin is looking less attractive now. I mean, I ran for Bitcoin earlier in the stream and the monthly still looks great. The weekly still looks great. The daily looks a little bit rough, but that can change by one daily candle. And I'm actually looking at this right now, right? So I'm gonna probably change my mind and I could regret this. But if we manage to hold this, and specifically if we manage to hold this blue line today, I might actually reconsider my stance on this all. Do you have gold blocks at your home, Duck? Do you want to rob me? Is that it? I don't have any crypto and I don't have any gold, my friend. The only thing that I have is a pond in which I swim. I don't even have swimming trunks, so don't you dare come by. The stuff Don doesn't want to talk about is that Kobe told him it's true. No, I don't. I'm actually in 0 chat rooms with Kobe, which is hard for anyone in crypto because he's in a lot of chat rooms. I used to be in quite a few, but I've had a few. Yeah, a few disagreements with people he associated with. Can you check ETH? Yeah, we can go over ETH. ETH just looks excellent on the USD pair. Like there's nothing, both on the daily, the weekly, everything. And this is like the thing, right? Is ETH front running here? Or is this like a deviation before it all goes to shit? And I don't know, because on the daily, ETH broke out. This just looks really good. And on the weekly, there's still nothing bad about this. I mean, I like these kind of crawl ups to the upside. Like this is just really, really nice. This usually lends itself to just go up. Yeah, I mean, I like ETH. ETH BTC just needs to close above resistance. So that's the state of the market right now. I like a lot of things, honestly. I like a lot of things. I want Bitcoin to kind of hold here, show some strength around 28K. If it can hold 28K, today isn't actually that bad, and I'm down to dip my toes back in, which might be too early, because I'm kind of like 50-50, like I said. But yeah, that's Bitcoin, and then ETH just looks good on all time frames. Dogecoin, I think, is a good bet. I mean, it's going up right now as we speak. I like Atom. I mean, it's just like what is the strength? You know, like Bitcoin's been bleeding. Atom's been kind of not giving a shit. Like that's like there's a few altcoins out there that have been quite strong. Lido being one of them. So it's a tough situation. I think it's like a 50-50 either way. We're pumping? Yes, we are. Running right into resistance right now. And we have 30 minutes to the close. So that's something that I'm going to watch. I'm not going to bore you with too much of this. Like, I don't really have much to say, and I'm tired, as you can tell. Like, when I'm tired, I don't, like, there's no coherence in me talking. But, yeah, I'm going to watch this 4-hour close. And this is going to be also an interesting one at 28.3. Like, we reclaim both of those. I think we're just going to go. So a little bit of strength here would be nice. But we have a little bit of headwind. The first time in a long time, with the Dixie looking amazing, in my opinion. Seen a lot of people talk about the death of the dollar. I think that's a little bit of a bullshit narrative to be had. Like, obviously, it's gonna lose some of its dominance, but I don't think the death of the dollar is necessarily accurate. Have you bought Lido? No, I actually skipped it and I regret it. But yeah, that's kind of all I'm looking at. If we get a big move from Bitcoin, I think that's gonna, like, there's two ways to stop this ETH pump, and I think both of them are more likely than ETH continuing, honestly. One is just Bitcoin going really hard. I think that would kind of cuck ETH BTC again. Would still take ETH USD up, but it would cuck ETH BTC. And the other one is just rolling over here. I think that would probably take ETH BTC with it too. So I think the time for the altcoins is not necessarily yet here, but it's getting very close. Market are back up since you're streaming. Stay with us. No, I'm really, like, I'm tired. I just wanna chill. I don't know. The dollar index just looks like a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. I don't know what kind of chart you're looking at. Probably the low time frames. Like the weekly, I mean, yeah, it basically hit resistance here, right? But the moment you start going onto the higher time frames, this is the range. We are exactly at the top of the range, and you would expect that to hold. And if you go to the quarterly, I think that's the best chart you can have here. There's a good chance we're going to stay in this pocket for a while. If you think we're going to go down, that could be like next year or the year afterwards. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But yeah. So what altcoins should one buy right now? I'd said altcoins are not necessarily the best choice. Oh man. But the strong ones. I mean, if you're convinced that we're gonna get an alt season, ETH BTC is probably a good play. It's the one altcoin that I've kept on recommending to people. No one buys it. Everyone buys everything else, and ETH BTC has been outperforming everything on the altcoin front. Which alts would you buy for this alt season? I mean, you want to have ETH. I think you want to have Dogecoin, especially with the Twitter adoption. Like that just makes sense. ETH and Doge. And then everything else flavor of the month. I mean, I like Litecoin with the halving narrative, but Litecoin's been a little bit of a sad one. And not particularly more sad than anything else, but it's just like that. And with everything else, you should probably ask someone else, because I'm pretty good at trading Bitcoin. I'm pretty good at trading ETH, but I'm pretty shit at trading altcoins. So, yeah. But we can do a quick Q&A. Just hit me with like a few questions, and then I'll run through them in for 5 minutes or something, and I'll get going. So, yeah. But I'll be I'm gone for a minute. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. What about XRP? I mean, I didn't get my re-entry, so I'm a little bit underexposed. I still have some, but not as much as I had. So I don't want to talk about it too much, because if I want to buy more, I need to go down. How long do you plan on trading for? Will you retire at some point? No, probably not. I enjoy it. Shiba Inu, I wouldn't touch it. I think if you want to touch something, touch Doge. Did you ever have issues with sleep, waking up to check prices? Yes. I had that a lot. I still have that sometimes. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm just curious. It's not even like, oh, I need to know. I'm just curious. Coinbase stock, sorry, it's not really that interesting. There's no TA there. I mean, Coinbase stock is interesting, but TA-wise, it's just not that interesting. I think it's a good play, though. Late to the stream, but you turned bearish for next week. So what changed? I didn't turn bearish. I just de-risked some because I had too much. What was your reasoning behind de-risking? I just wanted to learn about your psychology, how pro things. I mean, I literally just had too much, and I was like, I want to have less. And then there was a few reasons, like a few signs that got me to that state where I was like, I'm not comfortable holding this much. And then I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna take some off. How's the family? Everyone good? Yeah, everyone doing all right. Do you still have those migraines? I actually, don't ask me why, but if I eat chocolate, I get migraines. I found it, like, because I used to get migraines all the time, and then I figured out that it was always when I had chocolate, and now I don't eat chocolate anymore, and I'm good. Did you and Cred meet on Twitter? We met in a paid group, actually. Because back in the day, I was like, these paid groups look like shit, but I'm curious, so I paid some. Like, I paid a guy to join his, and yeah. The rest is history. Don, can you please chat Lido for short and long term? I'm still looking for an entry there, so I hate it. Like I mean, we can talk about it real quick, but like I had it perfect. I told you guys buy $2, and I didn't buy it because I was busy trading Bitcoin, and yeah, bounced exactly from $2 since up now. So it's a rough one. I don't know what to do myself, so it's hard to give advice, but that's just a good looking chart. As long as it's trading above $2, that just looks good. There's nothing more for me to say. This is resistance. That's where we're getting rejected from right now, but there's not that much to do. Do you think this is the bottom for Bitcoin? 15K, yeah. I think 16K, 15K was the bottom, yeah. Don, I'm very curious, besides Cred, who do you think on Twitter is a good follow for market updates? I don't really follow people, so I'm the wrong person to ask. Like, I just shit post with people. I don't really, like, if someone posts TA, I don't really look at it. If someone shit posts, I will look at it. So that's kind of my going. Like, that's how my brain works in that regard. Why did you start doing technical roundup with Cred? I mean, we're streaming before. I was just doing this for fun. For the people that have been around for a while, I mean, you know what's up. We streamed for like 2 years, just doing our thing. And then, I mean, Cred and I are best buddies, so just kind of made sense. John Doe says something about the headaches. I'll look into it, mate. Thanks. What markets would you trade if crypto went to zero? Probably none. I don't think there's a market interest enough besides crypto that would keep me around. Anyway, appreciate you guys coming by. Sorry for the scuffed stream. Like I said, it's been a bit. I mean, in general, like dealing with shitty sleep's been a topic in the last few weeks. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do the Wednesday stream a little bit earlier from now on because I just want to go to bed. But appreciate you guys coming by. Hope it helped, as in the stream. I don't know if it does or not, but yeah, I'll promise that next week is gonna be a little bit more high quality. Love you guys. We'll see each other on probably Friday. Might be just me because Cred's on holiday and this laptop broke, which is not the best. So yeah, we'll see. See you guys. Bye bye.